Now, this book is called The Master Key to Riches, and I just read it. And it's actually less about material wealth, material riches, material money, and it's more about the immaterial things that what Napoleon Hill calls the 12 riches of life. It's less about the tangible things that we can touch and that we can see and that we can taste, and it's more about the intangible things. You know, the things that he calls the riches, the habit of going the extra mile, the positive mental attitude, or what he calls PMA, you know, the habit of concentration and focus, you know, imagination, these things, the intangibles of life that can make up an individual and yet can spur yourself on to greatness. So it is interesting that he even talks about love being the true emancipator of mankind, and just all sorts of things that are the glue that bring us together. One of the principles that he talks about, and it's in this chapter, called the law of cosmic habit force, which is the nature of all things, sort of like how a seed becomes a tree, right? From a little seedling becoming something that stands and is able to offer shade every day. So in this chapter of the law of cosmic habit force, there's an excerpt that I'd love to share with you that really struck me. It says, "Your body, whether living or dead, is a collection of millions of little energies that can never die." One of my favorite, back in the day, a group that I used to listen to was one with Pharrell Williams, and the group was called NERD. But NERD was an acronym, and the acronym stood for No One Ever Really Dies. And it's interesting. It talks about little energies that can never die, right? These energies are separate and individual. At times they act in some degree of harmony, saying that the human body is a drifting mechanism of life, capable but not accustomed to control the forces within, except as habit, will, cultivation, or special excitement through the emotion may marshal these forces to the accomplishment of some important end. And I remember that Elitom would tell us that we are a system of energy held together by thought. He kind of drilled this concept into us, that we are animating the body, but also we are a system of energy held together by thought. And our thoughts are what give us our animation. Not even to talk about imagination, right? We always say how we can raise or lower our vibration, but what is this kind of communication? That we could bring about our own salvation having this kind of divine conversation, right? We are satisfied from many experiments that this power of marshaling and using these energies can be in every person cultivated to a high degree. I love this. Cultivated. Now, this is Napoleon Hill here, the man who wrote Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill's talking about cultivating these energies to a high degree that is the prerogative of you and me, to cultivate ourselves to a high degree. But it also speaks on how humanity is hemmed in by so many influences from time immemorial that no real effort has been made to gain control of the impulses that run loose in the world. It has been, and still is, easier to let things go as they will rather than exert the will to direct them. So even though we are a system of energy held together by thought, we can direct this energy, right? We can connect this energy. We can reflect this energy. We can project this energy. So we must protect this energy and ultimately respect this energy. For you are energy, right? And the words that I'm speaking are also energy. And the words that I'm reading are just energy. Energies that came from a thought. Not just a book that someone bought, right? It goes on to say that there is no place on the globe where energy is not found. We live in an ocean of motion, right? Nothing rests. Everything is moving. We live in energy. We are like fish that don't know we're in water. We live in a system of energy. We are a system of energy. It's fascinating. The air is so loaded with it that in the cold north, the sky shines in boreal rays. And wherever the frigid temperature yields to the warmth, the electric conditions may alarm man. Water is but a liquid union of gases and is charged with electrical, mechanical, and chemical energies, any one of which is capable of doing great service and great damage. Even ice, in its coldest phase, has energy, for it is not subdued nor even still. Its force has broken mountain rocks into fragments. This energy about us, we are drinking in water, eating in food, and breathing in air. Not a chemical molecule is free from it. Not an atom can exist without it. We are a combination of individual energies. Wow. A myriad of individual cells numbering billions, each of which is endowed with intelligence and energy. Beautiful. So, this is in a book called The Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill. And it's talking about us being a system of energy. And when we acknowledge this fact, when we acknowledging that, it increases the magnetism of what you can attract just by acknowledging this one single fact. Now imagine that, right? How a belief can block. A belief can actually become a barrier to you and all the things that you desire in life. If you never realized that you were more than flesh and blood, if you never realized that you were more than just what your eyes could see, would you ever aspire to be all you can be? Would you ever feel yourself in your own captivity, or would you unlock the doors of your mind to be forever free? What might you find by unlocking the doors in your mind to once again see the signs that are always so divine? Much love to you, my friend. Enjoy the time that you spend, and we shall see you again, for it is never the end.